Hello again, this is A.J. Wildman. Now we'll get a glimpse of a few of the proposals that define true independent political action. Some of them are simple administrative items which will really have an impact, while others will boldly restructure entire industries to help recover our economic system. But all of them are intended for the common good of our citizens and the nation. One could think of this agenda as legislative fixes for obvious problems that we all know, also to reverse legislative sins of the past, and to rebuild an economic system that has actually been unraveling technically since about 1975. Now for your consideration, some proposal highlights. Administratively, the President will have a 6-year term of office, a single 6-year term. The House of Representatives will be changed from a 2-year to a 4-year term with no limit on their occurrences. The presidential and congressional election day every 2 years will be moved from Tuesday to Saturday, actually just to make it simpler for most of us or more of us to vote. And English will finally become our official and only taxpayer-supported language. You know, what concepts, right? American population management will be instituted, and we are not talking about Big Brother. This immigrant nation will, for a period of years, close its doors to all immigration while we sort out our house and put our citizens back to work. We will have a national ID system, and it will replace the intentionally worthless U.S. Census system that we have now. We will have no more illegal occupants allowed into this country, and many of those that are here will be sent back home. And that doesn't mean just south of the border. People have come here all the time from all over the world, illegally. Population is becoming a crisis worldwide, and if we don't do something within about another 10 years, we won't be able to live here anyway. This isn't gloom and doom, this is just reality, folks. We'll have a closed-end citizen reemployment system. This is well documented in the book. And it will put our it will provide our citizens with a hiring preference in all taxpayer-funded employment. Further, a military draft type system will be reinstituted to save our youth and to give high school dropouts, the 25% rate that we have right now, both male and female, a positive place to start rather than going to the streets to get their life going. The useless and socially destructive war on drugs will finally be brought to an end, part of which marijuana will finally be completely legalized and decriminalized in the U.S., while hard drug traffickers will face a new 90-day death penalty law, which I'll talk about in a moment. The failed American judicial system will be overhauled. Premeditated free will crimes of murder, rape, and pedophilia will also be met with a citizen-approved 90-day to death penalty law in situations and in conditions of obvious guilt. And believe me, the masses, 9 out of 10 people that I talk to about that program will vote for that. Premeditated financial crimes against individuals will also soon be added to that list. People have had enough of useless law, and we will now demand some justice. The weak No Child Left Behind program will be fixed with a national implementation of a miraculous learning system into the public and parochial school systems. It will be the basis for fixing our public school system once and for all. I've seen that program work, and it is really amazing. With regard to job creation, we will start with trash. Okay? Recycling will become a mandatory program and a major nonprofit industry in all 535 U.S. districts. Just in case you didn't know, there's on average over 600,000 people in every one of those 435 U.S. districts. It will create jobs and provide the raw materials for domestic and manufacturing of consumer products. American farmers will finally be allowed to grow hemp, also creating manufacturing jobs and producing products such as paper, cloth, heating oil, diesel fuel, and plastics that can be made from a naturally growing hemp plant. George Washington and Thomas Jefferson loved growing it. Okay, and just in case you didn't know, Thomas Jefferson is the one who smuggled the first hemp plant into the country from Europe. And technically, you cannot get a buzz from eating or smoking hemp. Finally, Over the tired screams of a minority of well-intended people, the 70-year-old successful pharmaceutical lobbying effort against marijuana will be ended, and marijuana will become a domestic farming and distribution industry. And enough said on that. Now a little bit on American industry restructuring. This is a major part of the last 6 proposals in the American agenda. And if you thought some of the things we already went through are tough, fasten your seatbelts on this, because we the people do not owe any company, corporation, or industry a profit or even its continued existence if it would come at the expense of our people or our society. Therefore, we will draw the domestic battle lines. The final 6 proposals are the shock and awe that must be applied to key industries in order to retool our economy and correct decades of bad domestic and foreign policy. This critical set of national industries did fully enjoy the last 8 years of greed from 2001 through 2008. But now that is over for them, and what is coming will not be voluntary. The subject industries are national healthcare, or I should say healthcare insurance industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the tobacco industry, oil industry, soon to be followed by coal, the banking and credit card industries, and the defense industry, also known as the military-industrial complex. Between the extremes of publicly and government-run business models, both of which have good points and bad points to the public, a nonprofit industry consortium model will be created. Each consortium will be managed by the American business community, and a detailed model of each of those industry consortiums are contained in an American agenda. Each involved industry will have the related industries removed from the stock markets. All stock will be bought back from the stockholders over a period of years. All executives will be retired, and their corporate charters will be rewritten to be consumer and economically friendly, and where applicable, environmentally correct as well. This is really where the rubber meets the road. A final proposal not contained in the American agenda I call the Great Solar Shield Project. It will be an internationally funded and staffed project that will rapidly rebuild an artificial replacement for the North Arctic and possibly the Southern Antarctic ice shields. This is not talking foolishness, and it is not rocket science either. The natural ice shields are needed to reflect the sun rays and keep the Earth from warming, which is what it's doing, and that's part of the reasons both poles are melting. This is a prudent global experiment to slow and hopefully reverse the Earth's warming, to stabilize the dangerously rising ocean levels, and to slow the North and South poles, allow, I should say, the North and South poles to naturally regain their ice content. And if you ever think about thinking outside the box, folks, just consider the fact that there really is no box. That, my fellow Americans, is a good taste of an American agenda and the proposals designed for the common good of our country and our citizens before all others. To understand that any of our problems can be resolved to our collective satisfaction. Always remember that we the people, that we are the people, and it is our needs that are to be served in this country. The new Congress will have detailed marching orders, and we the people will call them to service on November 2nd, 2010. Therefore, as I said, we the people, in order to maintain, control, and maintain a more perfect union, will now be about our nation's business, and then we will stand and witness to the prudent and practical changes that the true state of our union now demands. And with that, I may end by saying, may God bless you and your loved ones in the United States of America.